on, baby. You want to get into this battle. I don't actually want them to begin the siege. That way we can participate with just our army. I don't want the garrison. I don't want the garrison to help. And oh shit. What is it? Sturgia. So there's almost 2,200 sturgeons there. That's a bit of ways away here. But this one I think we're going to make. I just want to wait for a little bit more daylight so we can observe the good conditions. And I don't want the siege to begin. Come on, come on, come on. Sweet. We've got this shit. We can do some upgrades here. Let's start an episode right here. We've got at least one battle, maybe two. Welcome back again, friends, to another episode of Tactical Enlightenment. This is your center for tactics in Bannerlord. We're going to vary our little intro once every 300 episodes. We do tactics here. That's what we do. We try to help you guys with tactics. We show giant dramatic battles. We show very difficult battles. And we've got a great one on tap today. Now our companions continue to truck along here. We've got a very strong army, and look at that. It's almost 6-to-1 ratio of infantry to archers. I love it, right? And I know you guys love it as well. Now we still can't find any good bags of javelins, but that'll improve over time. And as we've covered in this series, it doesn't matter, right? This guy with his 302 throwing skill, this guy could take a toothpick and throw it through armored horse. There's just nothing that could stop rage here. Now his companions, look at this shit, 256 with this companion. Where's our other ones? Kanar, right? Kanar the Falcon. We have two companions now with over 250 in throwing skill. That gives you that perk to penetrate shields, which is a beautiful thing for your companions. Now this guy's actually got an attribute point. I'm not sure really where I want to put it, and when I'm not sure, I just wait for later. We're not worried about that right now. Right before I started recording, or it made the intro, we hit this battle right here. Almost 2,000 Valandians. We're going to do a bunch of upgrades, and by sitting in Quayaz and stalling and sort of waiting for the enemy to build these larger forces, quite plainly, we've been sort of sitting around. Now we have all these prisoners, right? So I'm going to recruit a bunch of these guys because I would hate to start today's episode with a loss. Of course, if you're watching, it's at least going to be an interesting battle, win or lose. That's just how we roll on the channel. We do show our losses. It's been a while, though, since we've lost in this campaign, and quite frankly, we sat around waiting for the enemy to sort of build up forces because we were just overtaking Calradia with this Javelin infantry-heavy army. It's been a blast to play. Got no 1st Division captain. We've got another army out in the field, actually. We'll maybe reintroduce you to the campaign at some point, but that's not what you're here for. You're here for some infantry tactics. Infantry tactics are some of the most requested tactics on the channel, and I finally have the right save game for it, right? We finally have the right army here. We'll show you our divisions in a minute. We've got a sloping battlefield. So 1st, 4th, and 6th is heavy infantry, and the 1st is more pure shields. You see a bunch of sergeants in there, of course, because we have 3 Valandian cities now, part of our kingdom. But we've got a lot of Aserai units, including all these palace guards. The 3rd division is shock troops, so we'll pair them with the 2nd. The 8th Corps is Rage's division, and then we have a pitiful tiny little archer division. Something like 80%, 85% of our army right now is infantry, and that's what you guys want, right? I know that's what a lot of guys want out there. Some guys want us to do pure infantry. I'm not willing to do that just because you have no capacity to chase down horse archers, etc. But this is pretty pure, right? 80, 85% infantry. We've got about 300 infantry right now and under 100 archers and cavalry put together. So I want to rush to this ridge to make sure the enemy can't get over this ridge because they're going to have a really good downward angle on us. They've got some scouts here volunteering to recalibrate my accuracy with my javelins, but I want to take this elevated spot too. Now I'm mindful our reinforcement spot is down the hill, so we're going to have to do some finagling of units during this battle. Little closer, sweetie. We've got some horse archers waving their flag in front of our face. Well, just like a bull, it makes me angry too. Get that shit out of here, right? We're definitely going to take this lord off of his horse. You too, lady. Who had the flag? Was it you? That's what it would probably sound like to get hit by a javelin at 300 miles an hour. Now, the enemy looks like they're taking a defensive spot, which is disconcerting because they have a really good angle. They're right over the edge of the ridge. The AI here sort of has an inadvertent peekaboo ridge. Oh shit, yeah, that's a good spot. Damn it. Well, I guess it's going to make the episode more interesting. Usually the AI does not make the most brilliant formation. If it made it right where I'm standing right now, we would absolutely pulverize them. But this is actually good, right? It's going to be harder than normal because they do have a good position right over that ridge. The difficulty being we can't get any of our ranged units on them until we're shot, right? Their crossbow is going to be able to blast us as we get close. The other problem, of course, I'm thinking about is our reinforcements are going to be like 300 yards away. So, let's see what they've got here. They've got... oh, shit. Oh, shit. Wow, that's what I mean. Right? Holy shit, these crossbow are deadly. There goes half my health in the blink of a flash. And this guy's got great armor and great hit points and a reduced range damage. This guy dies every fucking battle, I swear. I've never had a character that was so brittle. It's kind of disconcerting. I don't know if there's more damage with 1.3. But I seem to go down like a bitch every battle to ranged units. I'll stop complaining here. We'll make it work. We've got the RTS mod going, and we're going to start to surround them with javelins. There's still weaknesses to this formation if you think about it. It's static, right? So we can move up with our skirmishers and hopefully lob javelins over the top of the shields. We can sort of maybe get an angle with our archers, and we're definitely going to send the 8th Corps behind them where they have a bit of a blind spot, a weak spot, and chuck javelins into their side. But it's a challenge, right? And foremost, the challenge here is if we can't get them to come to us, in other words, if they hold their position, we're going to be like fucking 2 minutes from our reinforcement spot. This is going to be a lengthy battle, right? I should have said strap yourself in. I fucking love battles like this. It's a chess game with swords. Swords and javelins and shit like that. So we're systematically moving up our units here, but I'm very mindful of the fact that midway through this is going to be heavy haymakers here in a minute or two. We're going to have to fall back, and I'm kind of trying to envision what I'm going to do here. I can definitely just pull our archers back straight and give us a little cover fire, and then maybe the largest infantry division we can pull back in a square. But the rest of it, I'm just going to have to sort of ad-lib, depending on where reinforcements are and depending on what the AI does. Jesus. Well, we're throwing javelins in here. Throw, boys. We've got a whole bunch of skirmishers right here. They should start throwing javelins. Of course, I see the trees are full of javelins. Our guys still not super accurate here. Hit the people, fellas, not the trees. Shit. Look at there's every tree is 6 javelins in it. Damn it. All right, so let's get the 8th Corps. I was talking about this. You just put it completely perpendicular to their forces. It's risky. Those guys are going to take damage, but they're going to be point blank, just like me, dumping in javelins right into that enemy flank. They're going to get backdoored by cavalry. This is about to break down and get messy. Why? Because the enemy's going to charge with cavalry and probably this huge circle of troops. I think. If they don't, we'll charge them, right? We'll be forced to. We're going to run out of javelins pretty quick. Now, we're doing great death spam. That's got to be our 8th Corps, just dumping javelins. So now the 2nd and 3rd Corps, that's shock troops and the cavalry is on the right side, kind of trying to open up the center here for the archers to be able to shoot. And here we go, right? So let's see what their cavalry does. They're charging our square. We like that, right? That's always a good sign. Oops, sorry, Sergeant. Let's get these archers pulled right to that position. And here, frankly, you just fucking start charging with units, right? We've got a lot of infantry. We've probably got as many infantry or more than them. It's not like you can retreat here, right? You just send the war dogs in. We're going to lose most or all of these troops. That's okay, right? We're going to have reinforcements. Maybe even 2 waves. People are screaming, but the death spam looks pretty good so far, right? I've got this 8th Corps and 2nd Corps. They can charge. The shock troops, I want to have hold fire. These guys here, that way they instantly get up on these sharpshooters, right? These fucking sharpshooters. Fucking archers. It's a joy to have archers and a pain in the ass to face a large army full of them. But we've got a good press here. And the enemy, look at the enemy reinforcements are instantly attacking us. Ours are going to be, their plane is delayed, right? They got snow where our reinforcements are. I don't even know where they're going to come out, somewhere back here. I'm just going to back our archers up and let's get at least 1 division of support back there. Because we're going to have to regroup here, right? Basically, what you do in this situation, what I think you do, is most of your infantry charge. just send them in. They're gonna die. It's all right. It's better than them getting out of the fight and getting mauled, right? Don't try to backpedal. We're gonna lose all of our companions in this first wave. There's just nothing. The enemy's got reinforcements right there. There's nothing I can do about it, right? Now I've got one division. Actually, what's happening here? Did all these guys kill? It looks like we killed the circle. Oh, okay. Well, let's back more infantry out. This is what I meant. Sometimes you gotta ad-lib. So it looks like they're swarming one square. Let's leave it. Don't tell those guys. We're gonna leave one square down there to get eaten while the rest of us try to get out of here. I've gotta get our forces back to our reinforcement spot. I still don't see reinforcements. Where the fuck are they? I don't see them down the hill either. It's like we don't get reinforcements. They got cavalry going crazy everywhere. Fucking cavalry. He stabbed me as soon as I said that. He's like, yeah, fuck you. Now I've got 13? Where the fuck are my reinforcements? Oh, okay, they just popped up. I don't know if you saw that little green thing fizzing like that. That is reinforcements coming down the hill. So, let's see what we got here. Cavalry's... Okay, we've got these guys. We can put a few of these in a square. You're putting infantry in squares here because it distracts a lot of attention, so they're not mauling your reinforcements, right? In a situation like this, our reinforcements have to run like 100 or 200 yards. And we may eventually just have to have the infantry charge from their reinforcement spot. In other words, you don't want to have them run from point A to point B to point C just to attack. Sometimes you're better off just charging. Now, maybe this will go badly. 97. See them way down there. They're like 250 yards away. So that's disconcerting. And some guys will say, well, don't take the high ground if it takes so long to get your reinforcements here. I don't know. I think it would have been really gory for us to approach the enemy uphill in the direction of their circle, but who knows? Too late now. So here's what we're going to start doing, right? We're basically going to screen these guys, attack with infantry, and move archers kind of behind that infantry to our position here. At least we have that square. It's being devoured, but it's attracting a lot of the attention, right? There's not a whole lot of cavalry down the hill attacking our reinforcements. Take a little breath here. It's just a game. It's just a game. But man, am I competitive. You fuck Valandians. Now, it really seems like they're taking a defensive spot again. I see cavalry rampaging, but I do not see their troops. I wonder if they're coming around this bend down here. Our square's getting big, right? As our forces all gather in that square. So that's the reason you do that, right? It's a consolidation area. Start forming a line here. That line protects these archers. These archers have a good spot to shoot, but I want 2 divisions of archers. Right now that we're getting some reasonable numbers of archers and reinforcements, they're lower level because most of our weaker troops are archers. Our best troops are infantry. We can get angles on the enemy this way, right? So this square is getting zerged. Look at this fucking Walmart zerg of Valandian fucks attacking it. That's good. I know it looks bad, but what this is doing is occupying like 100 enemy or 150 enemy troops. Darn you! See, I avoided the blasphemy 1 out of the 10 times. Alright, so archers are now going to spray into that square. That's good. We've got another infantry division up here that I forgot about, quite frankly. Oh, shit, they are pushing infantry over the ridge. I got a dipshit chasing me with the spear. Okay, that square is getting devoured, but the archers are in place. We got like 70 archers in place. This guy's just perma-chasing me, couch-lanced. Stupid asshole. We'll be sure to burn down his little hut after we take over his Valandian village. But this square is doing its job, right? These sacrificial dudes there, while the enemy is getting sprayed with arrows. We've got this other division of infantry. Who are you guys? Get down here. We need you to flank. No, not charge. Get over here. Sometimes you gotta babysit them. Chase that square. Yeah, that's right. There's like 150, 200 Valandians around that square. That's good for us, right? We want that. All right, now they can charge. Archers are spraying. That looks good. We should have some cavalry at some point, too. I don't have any cavalry right now, but we should eventually get some cavalry. I guess I should have looked at our full army composition before a big battle, but too late for that. I'm not dead yet. I'm already celebrating. Oh shit, of course, as soon as I say that, I get smoked. Alright, let's put this line straight towards him. And I do have some cavalry. Alright, we've got a bunch of cavalry here. We can use this to steamroll all these troops attacking our forces. Let's put them in a big line up here with this small infantry division and the archers. I like it coming downhill, right? So just a big, long line of cavalry. And when the moment's right, we'll simply drive those guys through like a runaway train. They won't do a lot of killing, but they'll do some killing, and it'll cause incredible chaos in the enemy ranks. So there's an infantry division down there charging. Our archers are getting into place. Look at this squirrel is heroic. Heroic square, boys. Medals for all of you after you're dead. Hurry up, archers. We're going to have these guys just to charge. If you have them charge, they'll shoot right away. See how instantly they're shooting? When the enemy's loosed like this, now we got to bring this cavalry through here, right? Just bring it roaring through. All this infantry. Have a camel in your face, bitches. Didn't do half bad. They got a few kills there. Now we need to have them backdoor all this infantry. These guys are mauling our infantry divisions. I've got first archers charge. Let's back these archers up. What we can do is we can back these archers up while we truck the enemy side to side with all this cavalry. More reinforcements just poured in, right? So we're not down to just this. I'm feeling all right. We got camels following me. We've got gillmen, if you're wondering why we have so many camels. We have minor clans. I don't know if there's going to be an episode showing that or not. It doesn't really matter. But we've got some camels for this battle. I just love having camels in a battle. I don't know why. What the fuck division are you guys? I clicked every number until I finally got their division. We're getting reinforcements. We got a bunch of camels running around. We've got archers uphill, which was the sacrifice we made earlier with that square. Get up. And, of course, all this reinforcement positioning. Now it's paying off, right? These archers are spraying downhill into a trudging enemy that's coming uphill, and they're pinched. We've got infantry coming the other direction on them. We've got cavalry sort of rampaging everywhere, and the enemy units are all kinds of broken up. I mean, they look like General Max forces. They're completely fucking disheveled here. It's time to surrender, you bitch-ass Valandians. The power bar still looks close, though, right? So pedal to the metal here. We got to get a big camel recharge here, but I think this battle's ours. Infantry charging uphill, archers shooting downhill, cavalry chasing and charging through everything else, and the enemy's charging up with crossbow. The reason they're doing that, of course, is they're out of ammo. 250? They have 250 crossbow still? Okay. Might have to get creative here. Let's see. Archers up top still. We got camels running everywhere. I like it though, right? These archers have like a blind position. And in some instances, you actually want to move your archers forward, right? Earlier we kited them back. Now we can start bringing them closer. Because I think let's square this infantry, right? We can take this infantry and just shove it towards the enemy in either a square or a shield wall, right? And what it'll do is it'll absorb a lot of these arrows. I'd rather have that than our archers getting shot. I hear them getting shot. Fuck. Yeah, let's make another camel recharge here. Split a division here. Give this archer support up on the top flank. Oh, we just got more reinforcements. We got this shit. I just see the power bar. Well, I guess we shouldn't say that. Not only that, I don't like ruining your suspense. But I like what we got going on here. I still see some good infantry in there, too. Let's make a fucking square. Shove this right fucking through the enemy forces. We've got cavalry up top here. Let's put these guys in a line for a big, long camel recharge, right? Like 70, 80 guys coming downhill, running through the enemy ranks while the infantry charge the center. And this is going to work. You can just have archers charge at this stage. They're effectively flanking. It's a kill box with just the F1, F3. Feed the enemy a square. Mikey likes it. A whole bunch of cavalry told to smash everything in sight, rushing downhill. They have 500 troops, so I guess it's not over yet, right? Let's make this battle over, right? Let's fucking drive this cavalry right through their ranks. And I've got no health, so you're just commanding your troops here. You see all those camels charging downhill? You just have them follow you. And they're all charging, barreling through the enemy, and they go as fast as they can because they're trying to get to you. It's actually better than a charge in most cases. Infantry charging. The death spam looks good. Some of the camels died, but man, they must have killed a lot, right? They broke through the enemy ranks. Now let's take them uphill. And I think this battle's over. Look at that shit. Just trampling little fucking pathetic levy crossbowmen. God save us! Yeah, you bitches are crushed. Beautiful. All right, so first beautiful battle here for today's episode. And, you know, I kind of leapt in a little bit excitedly, prematurely. What can I say? I love big battles like this. This continues our series. It's basically a continuation of a Mercenary series. Rage started it. Originally, we had a playlist showing sort of the development of this army. Now we're doing infantry only, or at least what I will call mostly infantry battles. I don't think pure infantry either makes sense or is very fun to play, right? So we're going to do this modified. It's going to be 80%, 90% infantry, right? As we finish off this Valandian force. Now stay tuned, right? If you want another battle like that, there's a Sturgeon force. Of course, if you're watching, you know what I'm talking about. There's a large Sturgeon force to the east. We're going to go try to find it, and hopefully we can get it on in a very similar situation. Hopefully it's more infantry, right? We've had a lot of infantry versus mixed armies. What I want is like a battle where it's huge amounts of infantry on both sides, right? We can sort of simulate what battles are going to be like against the Nords in a situation like this. All right, so a few war crimes here at the end of the episode, or the end of the battle at least. And a collective sigh. Because anytime you have a big chaotic battle like that, where, you know, you make some risks with all the flanks, when it works, you know, it's relief. When it doesn't, you know, you look like a dipshit on YouTube. Maybe you guys will never see it, right, when I fail. Of course, that's not true. We do show losses on the channel. We actually, I prefer that we lose once in a while, just so that you guys have a little sense of suspense through these battles. That was no easy battle by any means, and we made it work. Also, I think that's a good battle to show fellas how to deal with the reinforcement system. It's highly subpar, but it is what it is, right? And of course, we made it even harder on ourselves by coming way uphill there to flank. Whether or not that's a net benefit effect, I guess, is for you tacticians to discuss in the comments below. All right, well, we don't want a bunch of looters here. I don't want to dilute our army. We've got 2 or 3 cities on the way to Legetta. I can hit Sargat. Sargat's got some good troops in it. It's got some sergeants and stuff like that. We'll sweep by there, pick up some reinforcements, because we've obviously got a lot of injured. And I need like a support group for this. I've got a fetish about prisoners, 198. There must be like, you know, AA for alcoholics. I need like a support group for a prisoner fetish here. I always have way too many prisoners, slowing the shit out of our army. It kind of is what it is. All right, so they haven't begun the siege. I'm just going to keep narrating. I probably won't show you. Actually, I'm not going to show you all this process. You guys don't need to see me run to a city and sift through all the reinforcements. So we'll do just a touch of editing between these battles, save you a little bit of time, and we'll be right back. Fuck is this guy doing? He's just sitting there. Fucking piece of shit. Do something. This guy just sat there the whole time the city's being besieged, and he's moving like a quarter inch. It must be just some kind of glitch in the matrix. But fuck it, right? We're gonna go look for this Sturgeon force. We weren't able to get there in time, and I wonder where they'll go, right? Maybe they'll siege somewhere else. I don't know. I don't have any tracks, and I got a dipshit ally here just sitting there. Do something. Now, we picked up a lot of troops at Sargat, but we also have a lot of weaker troops, right? We've got a bunch of Tier 2 and Tier 3 infantry, so it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully, the Sturgeons put a decent garrison inside Legetta. We could probably handle 1,500, you know, right now with a weakened army, although maybe we won't be able to find them. I don't see tracks anywhere. Maybe they're inside the city? I don't know. Sometimes armies just disappear like this on the map. And, oh, there they are. They just went to the village. You see all the recruits pop up there? My little satellite just went off. And they still have 2,000. So that's probably not a thing. Let's take a little closer look here. Although, well, these other armies might engage too. So this guy's just sitting here. I'm kind of irritated. Let's just let's tempt fate, right? You guys want to see close fights, you want to see hard fights. Let's take these guys on here. 2,000 here. We can we're a little bit over the limit, and we can recruit a bunch of these prisoners. I don't want to recruit them all because I don't want to destroy our morale, but we can recruit most of them here. It doesn't matter too much, right? If we lose, we lose. We're going to get some close fights for this campaign. Hopefully it's a little kid. A little kid is leading their army. Oh, she didn't like me. I don't think she liked me saying it. She was a little kid. All right, well, you know, they're favored, right? But just like the last battle, we're going to try to persevere here. Sturgeons, come get some, right? Now they're a mixed army. It looks like they've got a lot of infantry, a lot of cavalry, and obviously we're very heavy infantry. Although 81 archers? Okay. I don't know why we have so many archers, but it is what it is. Our army can't have more than 10% archers in it right now. And I'm mindful, right, of the reinforcement spawn. The last battle definitely reminded me you can put yourself in a pickle. I don't think we can afford to be in a pickle here. This is not really a lot of landscape opportunities for us here. There's a few ridges where maybe we can do a bit of a peekaboo ridge. We've got a lot more sergeants now than I wanted. Of course, we're supposed to have sort of a skirmisher army, and I would say we have maybe 30 skirmishers total. We've got a shock troop division, but fans of the channel know that I'm not a huge fan of sergeants. Not because they're bad infantry, because they don't have throwing weapons, right? Part of the purpose of this series, indeed, is skirmishers, and we're kind of stuck here with no skirmishers. Not no skirmishers, but you know, we'll have some Vanguard Fares still. I thought we were going to have a lot more Aserai veteran infantry, at least in this first block. And there's no way to get more. I can't like change the settings, right? We just have, it is what it is. Maybe we have 30 or 20 in our whole army. We had like 150 in the last battle, and I suppose some of them just are not healed yet. So let's get creative here. 2nd and 3rd division on that flank. 6th. Let's see, the 6th is our only real skirmisher division. We're going to have to do a little block and tackle defense with 2 different squares. My wife is manning the 7th division. We have 1 horse archer. I guess we didn't do a lot of healing in between, and of course we did have to dump some good troops in Sargat just to take these healthy troops. So maybe this is a little harder than it looks. The power bar looks doable, but we'll see. They have a very mixed army. And I would much rather face a bunch of infantry here. I find infantry armies a lot more manipulatable, a lot more beatable. They've got everything. They've got horse archers. I'm a little bit concerned. But we're going to run our block and tackle defense, a couple different squares pulled back into the teeth of a skirmisher division, archers over there, and they have a fuck ton of cavalry too. The problem with it is that Sturgia oftentimes has their brigands, which you guys all know I'm a big fan of, right? The javelin throwing sturgeon cavalry are nasty. I would much rather face all Drudzinic than, you know, the Drudzinic champions rather than these damn javelin throwers, especially with how accurate they are here, right? So we'll try to pick off some flag bearers here, but this is rating to be a very difficult battle here. He ragdolled that lord off his horse. All right, double block and tackle squares pulling back into our ranged units. We don't have very much ranged units because we don't have as many. Yeah, I've already said it 9 times. You guys get it. We're going to have to rely on brute force in this battle. Holy shit. And that was a good glimpse of the accuracy of the archers. I just got hit with 87 arrows. Fortunately, they were a long ways away from me and I was moving the other direction. Holy shit. It is ominous. Alright, let's do some shit here. I got the 8th Corps. We're just going to bait with that 2nd and 3rd to that far side. That'll pull a lot of cavalry over there. I'm going to continue to try to pull the enemy in here towards our block and tackle center. We're going to have to charge their cavalry here. I mean, we're outnumbered. Fuck it. They have a huge infantry line. It looks like all tier 5, just heroic line breakers as far as the eye can see. Yikes. We're supposed to have the infantry advantage. I don't think we have any advantages in this battle. I'm trying to see where we have an advantage. They have more Jav-Cav, more archers. Their archers are scorching us over there. They have tons of horse archers. We have 1. Let's see. Rocking my brain here to figure it out. Maybe if I kill 700 troops, we can win this battle. Let's pull the 6th and 5th over towards our right flank here. At least that block and tackle defense. Holy shit, they have huge Jav-Cav divisions on both of our flanks. Let's bring the 8th Corps in here. We're going to have to focus on their archers, or their infantry, and this Jav-Cav. There's a huge amount. It does not feel like we're outnumbered 2-1. It feels like we're outnumbered 9-1. Alright, let's try to make another sally. We'll do a little circle here with this Jav cavalry, but it's like they have more cavalry too. We're charging their cavalry, and they're throwing as many javelins as we are. It's like they listen to the channel. They're like, yeah, we went out and got javelins. And look at this line of fucking line breakers. Heavy spearmen. Yikes. Well, we haven't really fought the Sturgeons much in this campaign, so, you know, sometimes the AI does build up strong armies when they don't get captured. This army's been rampaging. and they just wasted our companions in 1st Division. Both squares melted. At least our 5th Division is free, but there's not much good to say about that first exchange there. They just have an incredible amount of high-end troops here. Now we are going to get reinforcements. We'll be able to push in hard on the enemy's left flank, and we're going to need it. Look at that shit. They still have hundreds of infantry here. This just reeks of a loss. Well, the skirmishers got free over there, and the archers, they're starting to light it up a little bit, but man, we're supposed to have an infantry-heavy army, and it just got vanquished. All right, we got reinforcements here. Let's bore in hard on them. In fact, let's close them off here. We've got archers. They're boring towards our archers. Let's put our infantry behind them and pull them towards us. We've got cavalry here. We can do a little bit of a pinch, even though these guys are getting more in my way than helping. Get the fuck out of my way. Charge, you stupid dipshits. Sometimes following cavalry is the worst thing that can happen to you because it'll slow you down. All right, fellas, start killing. At least that infantry division has cut off their reinforcements, and the archers have a great enfilade fire angle. Don't let these guys escape. Kill them. All right, let's push these guys back. They actually kind of look like they want to reform. This is just their first line. Man, they're going to have a lot more. All right, well, the archers are raking. They're free. The infantry's starting to make some gains here. Okay, their archers are pushing up. Let's push their archers out of here. Let's bring the cavalry up. They don't like that, it looks like. Look at them running from our cavalry. That's right, run, you bitches. Have a sword in the back while you're at it. Now, I'm not going to stay long. We've got to loot back. This is basically just enough to sort of push them back to their reforming lines. I'm buying time for our infantry here. It looks like they got the job done. All right, let's start forming defensive lines right here. Oh, they didn't get the job done. They're still fucking fugitives. You're dead. And they have a lot of forces coming up. Archers and a huge long phalanx. Fuckers. All right, that line right there is going to have to hold. We've got a little bit of a ridge over here on our right to put archers up. We've got 40 infantry? Where's our fucking infantry? I thought we had a heavy infantry army, and we don't have any infantry. You know what's going on. Damn it. All our infantry's low level, or lower level. Well, too late now. Let's see what we can make of it. We do have a powerful cav division, and eventually we're going to get infantry, right? So how do you get to there? The first thing we got to do is we got to make a nice springing attack here, and we got to be mindful that reinforcements are going to come up as infantry. So archers are in a good position. The infantry's just going to have to charge. They're going to get killed. Oh well, we need reinforcements, right? I need more troops. We could drag this cavalry in here too. Maybe we can get a little bit of an angle on their archers, but they're pounding us with archers. They have way more of everything. Holy shit, javelins. God, they're so accurate too. Every single one hit my shield. I'm running for my life. My shield, you know how rare it is for a shield to break in Bannerlord? Not anymore. 1.3, they obliterate you. Ranged units are the boss. And unfortunately, ironically, this is a Sturgeon force. I was hoping it would have tons of infantry. Look at all these scumbag archers. It's like the Sturgeons are like, yeah, we watch the channel. More ranged units. Fucking assholes. I was hoping to have a big melee brawl. Instead, look at this shit. Half their army is archers. Not a real usual Sturgeon force. Now we've got infantry mauling their cavalry here. I like this setup here. And we just piled up a bunch of infantry reinforcements. Cavalry's in here thick. Out of my way, dude. This is the hazard of fighting on foot. I want to fight on foot a little bit, but you can get clumped up in the fucking cavalry so easily, and I don't have a two-handed weapon. In fact, I don't even have a shield. I need a shield, something fierce. At least our archers are in a good position here. Cavalry in the front is going to absorb a lot of arrows. Where's our fucking infantry to? Man, we need infantry up here in a hurry. 128, 150. Let's get a shield. I got a shield. No, I didn't get a shield. I got a fucking axe. Damn it. Get a shield. Get it. There we go. All right. And our infantry just arrived. Let's push. Death spam turned green. It looks like they just melted. Oh, shit. Never mind. Here they are. They're lurking over here like a shark on our left. All right. Get these guys back. 257. They have 257 archers. And okay. Yeah, we're in for it here. They have a huge phalanx of infantry here. Let's try to get pressure on it right now, and we'll try to get a division or two to flank it. There's not a lot of tactics when the enemy's that close, right? It's just heavy blows. We can push cavalry off to the side here for an opportune moment. They're just going to be in the way and getting mauled right now. Look at those axemen coming up for our cavalry. They're like, yeah, bring the cavalry. Holy shit, I'm being chased by murderers. Help me. Where the fuck is our infantry? God, they're taking forever. Now, this is the hazard, right? This is the problem with an infantry army. Because they move slow, your reinforcements take forever to get to the scene. And we're suffering right now. Our wave is kind of slowly melting here as our reinforcements get up to the line. Get up here. I got a shield. I still got almost a half a health bar. Shouldn't have said it. Here come the axe murderers. Hurry up. Let's get these archers up high. Let's just bring this cavalry in on their flank here. I don't really have a good purpose for it right now. They don't have any archers in sight. Let's give them a little bit of pressure here with the cap. Actually, there they are. Let's get them on their archers right at the edge of the line there. You can see all their archers moving up in huge droves. Hold fire, boys. We can't have you throwing 300 throwing weapons here. These guys are all just going to waste all their ammo. Get up here, infantry. I said hold fire. These guys are just standing there. Hold fire. Oh, there we go. Damn it. Our infantry's going ballistic, chasing our cavalry. That's buying us a little bit of time here. Get up here, infantry. Okay, it's a good infantry line, right? So now you make a push. They've got archers there. We can put our infantry or cavalry in squares right in the midst of their archers to sort of distract. That'll help our infantry close here. And it's a good line of infantry. I got about 150 guys to work with here. They're tearing limbs. And the enemy's got some weak troops. There's brigands and soldiers. We can win this shit. Come on, boys. Get up here. Get back. This is our fucking line. Right, we're going to kick our way to victory here. We have no archers left. More infantry's coming in. All right, all right. It's a nice little death spray. They have tons of archers on our flank here, too. Keep pushing in. We've got virtually no cavalry to do this. We're to mediocre infantry now. Let's break it and try to get a flank. That cavalry should occupy those guys pretty nicely. Those camels came roaring up. All right, boys. Archers charge. In comes the infantry. We got some good infantry here, too. So for whatever reason, a bunch of our Aserai veteran infantry came in late in this battle. I could have used this at the beginning of the battle. I don't know why this is happening. They're the same tier as the sergeants, and for some reason, we just didn't get any. We've got to push in hard. They're moving up tons of archers. No choice now but to charge. We could try to bore in here. 203, we can handle that. That flank is doing well. All right, you're going to bump me? I'm going to ride you. Let's bring this cavalry around. It's one dude. Bring the 2nd Cav Division in. Let's try to get on their wing here. God, their archers are accurate. You just never survive. All right, give me an axeman or somebody manly here. Give me somebody who's got manly weapon. Fuck. This guy. All right, this guy here. I think this is a Skolderbroda. In we go, boys. Where's the rest of our troops? Is this all we got? This ain't gonna work. I don't think we have any more reinforcements. Getting bumped around like a bitch. Our line is very thin. Theirs is not. We're in trouble. Fight for your lives. Otherwise, we'll have to rebuild an army, and that's painful. Oh, we're fucked. We've got reinforcements coming up, but there's like 12 little dots in the distance there. I can't run away from any. Well, I think I was talking about it 20 minutes ago. I told you guys we show you losses, and here, you know, I don't want to say we got conspired on by the system, but for whatever reason, we didn't get any skirmishers with our initial batch of troops. Our strategies, you know, they don't depend on it, but it definitely, it relies on it, right? We can still win without skirmishers, but it's much harder. Infantry tactics without skirmishers is not really a thing. You can't really defeat much larger forces, and we get steamrolled here. So, actually, I like this, right? We don't lose too often on the channel. It's good to toss in a loss once in a while. I wish it was closer. Quite frankly, we got rolled up here, but we're still gonna include this, right? I like to keep you guys off balance. Sometimes we're gonna rout the enemy. Sometimes we're gonna get routed. I like the realism, right? You guys are out there playing. Some guys, you know, lose every 5th battle. Some guys lose every other battle. So it's good that we get steamrolled once in a while. You guys can can vicariously live through our losses too. Of course, we'll mostly show success because we mostly have success, but loss is like part of life, right? So, all right, well, I've made enough excuses for this episode. We lost. We will rebuild. Fortunately, this kingdom, like this campaign, doesn't really mean anything. I actually just sat in a town for a month and a half waiting for armies to form. So, did we have a death? I think I saw pink. Hey, you killed our Wainwright, you sons of bitches. I mean, she was a pretty low-level character, but oh well, she's a digital pixel. Doesn't really matter. We will rebuild. We will be back. Of course, we'll be back if you guys want to see more from this infantry tactics series. Infantry javelin tactics series. I really enjoy it, so there doesn't need to be 80,000 views per episode. If there's a decent response, some positive feedback in the comments, some likes, send me a few $1,000s. I'll make some more episodes. All right, friends, you want to see more? Of course, now's your opportunity to subscribe. The other army got captured, bunch of dipshits. Please hit that like button on the way out. I appreciate you fellas and lady. There's one of you. And I will see you next time.